Hey guys, what's going on? This video is, I'm sort of winging it right now. I'm just going to show you how to use lens flares. I'll show you how to create some decent looking text and sort of how I go about creating easy scale thumbnails, I guess you could say, that I do sometimes for YouTube. And the final result of this will be the thumbnail you see of this video. So we're going to start by going to File and New. Call it whatever you want. I'll call this Thumbnail. I have the preset as Custom. Now YouTube likes to have 1280 by 720, so that's what I usually keep it in, and I like my resolution at 300. And you can see the rest: pixels per inch, 8-bit, RGB color. Personally, I don't really know much about the 8-bit and RGB color part, and advanced, in case anyone's curious about what my advanced settings are. I don't really know much about that either. Although, I think that'll set it to 720p. I'll learn that. I'm not sure about that, but anyway. Click OK. And you'll get this. I like to unlock my layer. I'll call this base, because this is going to be my base layer. This is going to be like the background in all of it, I guess you could say. We're going to come over to here, and you need the paint bucket tool. Usually it will be the gradient, but I recently used the paint bucket, so that's what it is right now. And I'm going to make the background black. Background black, yeah. Now, you can tweak a few things with the background. If you double click over here, this window will pop up. It's called Layer Style window. So you've got all these different settings that you can tweak and edit, and it's something you sort of need to teach yourself. I mean, you can watch videos and learn it that way, and screw around with settings and stuff, transparency and fill opacity, all that kind of stuff. But I usually leave the background as just pure black, but you can do stuff like color overlay, gradient overlay, and pattern overlay. And if we set the opacity down on all of these, now this is a specific cobble pattern that I've downloaded. None of you guys will have that. You'll have these patterns, but you won't have the cobble. So you'll just have to bear with me on this. This is what I can sometimes set up. But you can get a neat looking Minecrafty background like that, which is good for if you're doing specifically Minecraft videos. So that's pretty good. Or you can just mess around and you can get that or that. You know, you can just make it a little bit rough, something like that. But I'm not going to do that. That's for you guys to mess around with if you want. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to create text. There's a few extra things. You can mess around with them if you want. Please feel free to just use your own colors and mix it around as you like. I'm going to have it at 100 in height, and I'll just say thumbnail. Okay, maybe 100 is a bit big. Take it down to 60. Let's set it to white. Wow, it's still too big. There we go. I'll use just a basic font that hopefully you guys will have. Times New Roman, and there you go. Just to show you guys what you can do with your stuff. I've downloaded a few extra texts, like which of these have I downloaded? Space Age. Let me get that up for you. Where's it gone? There it is, Space Age. So you can get cool looking things like that. So search around on the internet for fonts that you may like, learn how to install it, that kind of stuff. It's completely up to you. So since this is a small font, let's just increase the size a bit. There we go. Now, what I like to do, double click to open up this layer style, or you can right click and go to, where is it, blending options, and it'll bring up the same thing. Now I like to drag it down into the bottom right corner so I can see the text as I'm editing it. Sorry. I'm going to do color overlay and gradient overlay. The gradient is mainly just to like make it look a bit, I don't know, like there's going to be a light up here, so it's going from brighter to darker because we're going to add in a lens flare when we get to it. So you can do that. I'll make it a bit of a darker. That looks nice. Now click on bevel and emboss, and you can get a good looking, like, it adds more detail to it, makes it a bit more stand out. It's hard to sort of explain it because I don't really know, but I know what the effects do. You know what I mean? No? Okay, ignore me. But you can mix things around, so like you've got things in different areas. Don't be afraid to experiment. It's what I did, it's how I learnt how to do things. If you tick contour, you get a bit more of a shine on it. I kind of like that, and you can change the range so you can make it brighter, more 3D-ish looking. You can smoothen it out. Anti-alias, I don't know, I can never say that damn word. Makes it a bit more like, I guess, HD, I think. Don't quote me on that. You can change things up a bit with some of these things. I like the straight flat line, that's pretty good for what we're going to be doing with a lens flare. Now you can do an outer glow. By default it looks like a piece of crap. For some reason it goes to a cream colour. I like to set it to white and then just mess around with some of the settings, because you can get it proper bright, you can get it noisy so it's all cracked up. Personally, I don't like noise. Looks kind of crap. Maybe a bit of a glow could look pretty nice. Elements. So that's too thick. Let's bung it down a bit. That looks nice. You can go precise, or you can go softer. I think precise looks nicer. And now that I think about it, let's go back to the colour. Set it to red. That looks nice. You've got a red glow then. That looks pretty good. I like that. Anti-aliased. Sorry if my pronunciation sucks. Ew, that looks bad. That looks better. Jitter, that'll be pointless. There's no effect really when you change it, so just keep it on solid, I think, for this. Let's add an inner glow. That looks pretty good. It adds a bit more emphasis onto the red glow of it. Let's see what changes we've got different. So that's on 46. That's on 0. That's on 51, although I really don't think that'll make much difference changing 1. Up here we've got it on 56%, and you know, you can just tweak around, and it's up to you guys what you like. If you don't like particularly what I've made, you can tweak it, you can make it your own. And I mean, you can come to texture and add a little bit of a texture. You see it looks a bit bumpy. If I change the depth, it looks really ugly or really nice. Just fiddle around with it, see what you may like. So obviously when we go into the minuses like that, it's probably going inwards instead of outwards. A slight change. But it's difficult to see because we've got, what's it called? Oh crap. We've got these overlays down here with their opacity lowered a bit, and it's not too easy to see. You can reverse, align with a layer, you can change things up a bit. Radial, angle, ew, that's bad. Reflected, diamond. You see, you can just mess around and see what you like. I think I kind of like that text the way it is now. Blend mode. Let's mess around with this, see if we can get something nice. Lighten, no change. Vivid light, no. I mean, some things will have really just subtle changes that you probably will barely even notice. Dissolve looks fine. Now we'll just leave that on normal. Ooh. That's getting rid of a certain type of colour, so that makes it interesting. Ooh. That makes it look a bit like a watermark then. That's pretty cool. You see what I mean? You can just go around. I mean, I'll probably come back and start messing around with transparency shapes layer later. See if I can make a nice looking watermark or something. I don't know. You can like change things up. But yeah, I'm going to leave that like that, and you'll see all these, so you can take certain effects off and mess around with it a bit still and see exactly if you like it or not. The inner glow doesn't really add much, so I'm going to go back into the settings. Inner glow, let's see, size. There we go. Let's take off the outer glow. Mess around with the inner glow. It's too much, way too much. Okay, looking at this, I don't think an inner glow is any use. So I'm just going to take it off, and I'm gonna leave it off. So now, let me think. The background is a bit dull. So what can we do with the background? Let's have a look. Filter. Difference clouds. Blending options. I want to set this to overlay. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to put that in between. I'm going to set it to black. Now, if I'm right, no. Yeah, something like that. Oh, what is it? There's the opacity. There we go. That looks nice. So we're messing around with the opacity, so we've got a nice looking background. It's not just plain dull old black anymore, so that's pretty good. Now I think we'll add in that lens flare. Now what I like to do here is I like to save this as it is right now. I'm just going to save it. Thumbnail. That's fine. Okay. Now that's saved. Now the reason I did that is because I'm going to merge all these layers. Now I'm going to go to Filter. Oops, need to select the layer, sorry. Now I'm going to go to Filter, Render, Lens Flare. I can add that in there and I can choose which one looks nicer. That doesn't look very good. That looks pretty good. That looks nice. I like the fact that it's red. Can change the brightness of it. Let's make it really bright. Oh, that looks... I think that's a bit too bright. So we'll just Control Z. That undoes what you just did. If you can't do that, click Expand Panels here. And this is all your previous actions to a certain point. See, I can take it back that far, but then I click on Thumbnail and it goes back to the default. So instead of doing Control Z to go back, you can just click back once, and once, and once, and once, and it'll undo things one by one by one. Now, where was I? Filter, Render, Lens Flare. Down the brightness a bit to the, what's that, 89. That looks nice. What I like about that is you've got the light there and it's brighter and brighter and it's slowly going darker on the text. That's why I like the lens flare and setting up the text the way I have, because that looks pretty good. Now if I go to filter and let's mess around. Lighting effects, what's that all about? I've never clicked this before, so I don't really know. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. I'll have to experiment with that. That looks pretty cool. I think lens blur, spherize, twirl, wave. Oh goodness. That, oh. What does that do? Oh god. Ooh. No, that does not work. Wind? That could be interesting. I want to see what it does with the light as well, so let's see. Blast. Stagger. Okay, no, wind. I kind of like it like that. But that's too strong, that, surely. It's a good idea, but it's too strong. What else is there? Other. What's lens blur then? Oh, it does that kind of blur effect. I get it. So you can probably select certain layers and do that. Give it a certain. See if anything makes any decent change. Oh goodness! Whoa! What was that? That looks interesting. That doesn't. Oh, I don't like noise at all. Yeah, let's not really have that. Monochromatic. let's add that. That looks pretty good. You've got a bit of a blur on it now. That looks nice. I'm actually getting quite proud of this. So you can just search around and see what you want, like embed watermark. You are about to watermark an image with multiple layers. It is strongly recommended that you flatten the image before. Yes. Image information. Copyright years. Image ID. Restricted use, do not copy. Adult content. Watermark durability. See, I'm messing around with this. I've not used this before, so just put in Epic Games. Sorry for the loud typing. What does personalize do? No. An integer between. Okay, yeah, I don't really know. But I'm not a professional at this. There's loads of stuff on this side I've never touched before. Goodness gracious. Now you know why. But I mean, you could. Hell, that looks pretty good. You could set up something, mess around with these things, and whoa, see what you can come up with. Ooh, now I love that. That's beautiful. That's nice. Ew, that's bad. You can see you can go around. I kind of really love that. That actually looks quite nice, but oops. But I kind of like the colour as well. So you just got to mess with it, see what you like. I think I prefer that straight up thing. Paths. Okay, well, I think that's good enough. I've shown you a few things you can do. I've shown you adding in the difference clouds to the background to make it just not straight black, but a little bit cloudy, grey, whitey. You know, I've shown you how to do the lens flare. I've shown you how to create decent text. I fiddled around and did a few extra things. I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, feel free to follow along, pause the video or something like that. This is probably something I should have said at the beginning of the video, but you can go back. You can see how I did certain things. It's up to you guys. Leave feedback. Tell me if you want to make something in particular, and I'll consider it. I mean, I've never really done art before, but thumbnail type things, I'm good at that. Expect to see more tutorials in the future, definitely. I think this was fun, and as I learn more things, I'll teach them to you. So I'm just gonna save this as a PNG files thumbnail.png. There we go. That's saved. You can see all these different styles I've applied and set up. It's pretty good. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave feedback in the comments below. I always love feedback. If you have any suggestions for what I could do next, go ahead. This is just me messing around with Photoshop, teaching you guys some things what I know, learning a few things myself, such as these styles here. I like that. It's not great, but it's pretty good. That's a sun-faded photo. Sepia tone image is this one. I kind of like that. That's pretty nice, I will say. I like that. So yeah, feedback, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.